Alec, today we're going to talk shop on what I think is one of the best films from 2001, and we'll get into '01 because I think '01's an absolute banger of a release year. This is Training Day, starring Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke, directed by a guy that I think is kind of an underrated film director, Antoine Fuqua. You've recently given this a rewatch. Let's just jump right in.
This movie is fantastic. Like I've liked it since I've watched it. I've watched it a couple times now, and then this most recent rewatch, I was just enthralled the entire time of just how good this is. In my opinion, this is Fuqua's best film. And I don't know if I hold completely your idea that he's underrated. I think he's got a couple of decent or good films, a great film like this one, and then a lot of just meh films. So like this is, for me, this is the best that he's done, and he peaked with this. He hasn't gotten anywhere close to really good. I mean, I enjoyed Equalizer, that series, but there's been a lot of others that I'm just not as thrilled with. But with that being said, this is a masterpiece of his. Like, this is absolutely stunning. Just from beginning to end, this movie grips you. It gets you so involved in the story. It's my favorite performance of Denzel. It's my favorite performance of Ethan Hawke. Heck, I mean, you've got Dre, you've got Snoop, like, you've got kind of a showing of LA and the grungy side of things. It's just done with such precision. It's just done really, really well. Can't get enough of just watching this, and just kind of every time I watch it, I see something new or something else that I know is probably placed there or thought about that is so easy to miss that it only comes back on a rewatch or when you're not really paying attention to other things, where you're kind of like, oh, wait a minute, what the heck? And I'll get into that later, so I want to throw it over to you and see your thoughts on it.
No, I agree. I think it's Fuqua's best. My thing is, he's a director that when I go through like his top 4 or 5 films, for me, every single one of them is a half point underrated on IMDb. And I'll just jump through really quick. Training Day is a 7.8, which I think is just criminal. Like, I think this is an 8.2 movie. Tears of the Sun is a 6.6. I think Tears of the Sun's is probably a 7 or 7.5.
Okay. All right.
I think Shooter's a really good film. I think Shooter's weakness is Wahlberg, but I think the script and I think the plot and everything, the way it all plays out, is excellent. And then his most recent, and it's 10 years old, I think Southpaw is absolutely a tremendous film. I think Southpaw is a better boxing movie than any of the Rocky sequels that came
Creed
out,
and
Creed. Yeah, it's infinitely better than any of the Creed movies, any of the recent Rocky films. We'll add it to the list because I think it's well worth a discussion since you have not watched it. Southpaw is freaking ridiculous, especially Gyllenhaal and what he does to his body to play. But that's a discussion for another day. This is a masterpiece. No, go ahead. You were going to say something.
No, I was going to say, I also really like Replacement Killers. I think Replacement Killers is underrated too, because I was looking, it's like 6.1, and it's definitely, I mean, I just, for whatever reason, audiences maybe don't gravitate as much. I mean, I even remember watching King Arthur in '04 with Clive Owen and enjoying it. Maybe a 6.3 is accurate. I don't know. But Training Day absolutely is his premiere film. But the direction's excellent. It goes beyond Denzel. Like, Denzel's the scene stealer, justifiably so, Academy Award winning performance, but his direction's excellent. And additionally, I think it's criminal that this film didn't win Best Film Editing for the '02 Academy Awards. The edit is superb. Yeah. Like, it's a 2-hour movie that really feels closer to 90 minutes. And if you've pulled that off, I think it's the edit. Yeah.
And the pace of, it's breakneck speed. What makes me laugh on a rewatch, it'd been a long time since I watched it. Like, I've not seen this movie beginning to end that many times through. I'll catch segments of it and I'll watch it. Fuqua telegraphs just how bad Denzel is from the word go. But we're all in denial.
Yeah.
Because he wears the badge. Like, repeatedly in the first, hour, you're like, he's got a good explanation for like maybe why he bends the rules here, but he's probably at his core like trying to do good, and it's like no, but and I love going back on a rewatch with stuff like this,
Yeah.
where the director telegraphs what will later be kind of a reveal, and it was there all along, and Alonzo was absolute garbage from the jump.
Oh, very dirty, just from the get go. It's just the way he like the first thing when like he pulls the guns out on the guy, like when he like whatever, just like you're just like what the heck is going on, or would they get into like the gang fight after he's gives the fake warrant out or whatever,
right?
And he just pulls out his gun and starts shooting him and like. What's your background, buddy? Like, what's going on? You're just shooting into a neighborhood, with not a care in the world. Like, and then he goes on to make all like he is such a fast talker, such a person like that gets you to believe him and on his side. Like you said, he just knows how to push those buttons, knows what to say to kind of you to overlook everything he's done. But I think what I was alluding to before, my favorite moment, and again, I did not catch this until like on a rewatch, was after they've shot what's his name, Scott Glenn's character. After they shot him and he's going out and he doesn't, and Ethan Hawke doesn't take the money. They're sitting there and Denzel's on the phone, and you can kind of like it's harder to hear because they're not really focused. They're in the car with Ethan, but you hear him says, "Hey, and get the bath ready."
Yep. Yeah.
Which is totally like, and then he gets in and he gives this huge speech to Ethan Hawke about him being a leader, about him taking over. The rest of his guys can't lead this team, blah, blah, blah. Like, build them all up. And he knows he's getting this guy killed. Yeah. Like, he's already planned it. Like, honestly, I think from the get-go, he knows he's getting this cop killed. Yeah. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, he's just doing, like, he just needs this. He needs to pin all of this stuff on this cop, and then he's going to get rid of him. Yeah.
He's his scapegoat for sure.
Yeah, this is like that's one of the things that I really picked up this time. When it was just like, oh, this has been this wasn't just a, hey, this happened to work out. This was a, oh, I picked this day to have this guy test out for the team because I need a scapegoat. And it's just, just ridiculous.
Yeah, so. I mean, and it's all laid out. He keeps him roped in with the fact that he's going to test positive for PCP, which that line gets quoted at work all the time. Like, You've tried PCP. I haven't, but you have. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, it's funny because the first time I saw this, I missed so many like kind of bigger sections of the plot because I feel like I was just so mesmerized by Denzel and his performance and him just manipulating this rookie when it comes to narcotics division.
Yeah.
And you may not agree. It may just be ridiculous comparison, but watching it, like at the beginning, Denzel's character Alonzo has all this potential to be this great like mentor figure for Hoyt. What ends up happening, obviously, the movie reminds me of Star Wars. If with Luke and Obi-Wan, if Obi-Wan was the devil, like Ethan Hawke's Hoyt feels so much like Luke. Like the idealism and then naivete, and like he's perfect. And I'll get into it, but I think Ethan Hawke is overlooked in the role. I think he's as perfectly cast as Hoyt as Denzel is as Alonzo.
Well, it was Fuqua's first choice.
Was it? Okay.
Ethan, and actually there was what I read was there was a point where Ethan Hawke couldn't get out of something and the schedules weren't lining up. And so it was going to go to Tobey Maguire. And so much so like Tobey had done done ride-alongs with undercovers.
Tobey would have been good.
Laid for it. Yeah.
I'm not a huge Tobey Maguire fan, but like I forget the role where he's the soldier that comes back with Natalie Portman is his wife. And he's been at war and he's got PTSD and stuff. But that performance would tell me that he could have played Hoyt just fine. But I think Hawke's a bit better. I don't know. Tobey can kind of do like crazy, but Hawke is really unique to me because he can kind of play innocent too. Like, yeah, he's got a good range there, and
Yeah.
The path they take the character, he just really emotes, and like it's like on the surface he's like a really nice, like genuine guy, and that's who he truly is. But like if you push him, something else comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And the big giveaway is like that he played like strong safety in high school. It's like,
Oh, yeah?
well, a mild-mannered kid doesn't play strong safety. So there's something else within him. And even Alonzo's like, ooh, you played, okay. There's something different with this cat. So, but it seems like Alonzo underestimates him just at every turn. Like, just, yeah. He thinks he's playing him, but at the end of the day, he really gets played by Hoyt. I mean, he really does.
And I think it's not so much played. He underestimates the determination and Hoyt's willingness to like see something through, because Hoyt does get played like the entire time.
Yeah.
Hoyt gets played. I think it's just there. I mean, really just lucked out that he happened to have much more of a soul and the ability to want to help people, and so he helps that gang member's daughter. Like,
That's the funny thing, is the idealism is what saves his life.
Yeah, exactly.
And because the idealism still fit within street law.
Mm-hmm.
And street law would say, even if you weren't a cop and you walked by and you saw two guys trying to do that to a young girl, that you would try to intervene. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's tremendous, man. Like,
it is.
the script by Ayer is like crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. It's the best thing he's written.
Yeah.
And he's written some good stuff, but
I mean, he did End of Watch, which I really liked.
Yeah. He wrote and directed Fury, which I enjoy. Yeah.
Absolutely.
But this
is definitely his best. Yeah. So it's fun. I believe it was a Warner Brothers tour, or I did some kind of like museum or tour, and I got to see Denzel's script for this, like his actual physical script. And it's always fun to me to see other actors' processes, or like what they do to their script to make it so they can like talk about it or whatever, or like, get it through their head, emphasize what words, where do you want to put breaths, all those kind of things, because it's all very personal, very different. Some people do nothing, some people mark it up all the well, like just everything's marked, or notes and highlights and all this stuff. Denzel, like his big speeches or whatever, literally all it is he's just circled every word. Like every word is circled individually, like not like one big circle. It's just like some are circled a little bit heavier, some have lighter circles around it, but like every word is circled. And I'm just like it's funny because I'm like, I don't understand what you're trying to do, but like it worked for him, obviously. I mean, it works because he's absolutely fantastic in doing this, and he's one of the greats. Like, I mean, I've been a fan of his for a long time. I remember in high school and acting class, we watched Much Ado About Nothing, and he's in it, and he's just brilliant doing Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Like, he's just phenomenal. And this is my favorite. I think this is his pinnacle. It's his favorite, character he's portrayed. And so
I think it's his best role. It's not my favorite Denzel film. This is probably 2 or 3 spot. It's probably between this and Crimson Tide for like the second
Crimson
spot.
Tide's really good.
But my favorite's still Man on Fire. But the character, which Kreese is like sort of like basically an honorable version of Alonzo in a lot of ways, and less profane. But this character is much more interesting, I think, and nuanced. But I appreciate the righteous vengeance unleashed in Man on Fire. It's very satisfying. But but no, speaking of the script, I did read that somewhere around 30 to 40% of his in speech is improvised.
Oh, is it?
Including the line "King Kong ain't got." That's all him. And not too long ago, they were interviewing Terry Crews, who's in it, and he said, that like the back half of it was just completely Denzel just totally riffing. Everybody was kind of struggling to like stay in character because they were just all in awe. And it was just this quiet fell over all of the cast and extras and stuff, watching that, one of the greats just pull a rabbit out of his hat. With
Yeah.
especially with that line, they were just like, they yell cut, I think, and everybody's just like, oh my gosh, like
what are we watching
have
here?
we? Yeah, because that wasn't none of that was scripted. So, which I love. I love you. The framework was there. The script's good, but yeah, you hire Denzel. Clearly, you don't just hire him to read your dialogue. And I know there's directors out there like Tarantino that it's like, read my dialogue the way I've written it, and that's fine. Tarantino's work speaks for itself, but I think I'd have a hard time hiring Denzel and not wanting him to riff.
Yeah.
The proof's in the pudding, and there's enough roles out there where I think he's kind of done that and added his splash of color to the dialogue and the performance. It's like, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want those takes? Like,
to see what he can add. I mean, like, to see what he can do, because I'm sure he can do the scene like you wrote it, but he seems to get, from just looking at the script pages that I saw, is like he seems to really kind of work on the character and be really involved, and it is one of those things where, like, I always joke that I'm closer to like Kurt Russell when I acted, as opposed to like Denzel or whatever, where Kurt Russell is just like, they asked me to be sad, I'd be sad. I just say it's sad. I just say it.
I've always loved Kurt Russell I love Kurt Russell about that.
Like, this is the easiest thing to do. What are you talking about?
He's basically just banging on like method actors. It's just like, I don't get it.
Well, he's just like, these people talk about the moment you got to find the character center. He's like, I got to be sad. All right, I'm going to say it's sad. I was like, I loved it. I thought it was funny. But there is saying something like, I think Denzel definitely gets more into that, gets more into trying to like really get to the bottom of the character and do that. And once he's in there, he can kind of live and say these lines and use all of his experience and his knowledge, his intelligence to create these great kind of ad libs or improvisations that just work. And when you have an actor like that, like you said, you got to let that shine, because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what's going to come out that could be much better than what's written. Because at some point, yes, the actor inhabits the character, and then what comes out is the character, So
yeah,
maybe not so much in Kurt Russell's, thing. He just gets paid to say lines, and
I love Kurt
does
Russell.
it pretty well though.
He does, yeah. No, I wouldn't put him in the same category as Denzel, but I wouldn't put anybody with a handful of actors anywhere near Denzel Washington. So
no. So
his contemporary might be Tom Hanks. That's kind of always been the debate between those two, and it's like, Hanks does comedy better than Denzel can, and Denzel plays villains better than Hanks can.
Yeah.
But other than that, they're both extremely talented. Did you catch when they're near the very end and they're playing cards? The leader guy has that radio, and you catch the double beep that Alonzo's, which is Alonzo's like universal signal.
Yeah,
that he's out, and yeah, it's go time. And I never caught that on a first viewing, like really subtle stuff like that. But yeah, my stomach dropped the first time I ever saw this, when I realized
when
that. Yeah,
what's
then he
going
looked
on?
out the window and he's gone. And I honestly, I was gonna say, like, I'd come off such a string of like mid to late 90s movies with downer endings, like Seven, and just that I was like kind of convinced when I first saw this that this is how this movie is going to end, that Alonzo played him and he's getting killed in East LA. And I thought it was just going to have this super dark ending. And obviously I was relieved that that's not the case, but yeah, they had me convinced. I mean, right up until.
Well, I mean, it made it super dangerous. I mean, and then of course he does the dumbest thing of hands over his service weapon to these. I'm just like, my goodness,
he let his guard down. He just totally let his guard down. Yeah.
So there's a fun fact with this scene was apparently Fuqua talked to the gang members individually and told them things to do in the scene or how to act, but didn't let Ethan Hawke know. And so Ethan's doing his lines, but is being thrown off and has this kind of this realism of like being unsure of what's going on because he doesn't really know what's going on. So like it really worked in his favor. But I love Cliff Curtis as Smiley. I mean, that guy's played just about, every ethnicity. Villain, everything.
Yeah, he what's the movie? I think he's in Is he in Three Kings? Oh, what's the movie?
Let's see. I'm taking a look right
There's
now.
a movie where he's like a refugee in the Middle East, and he plays Middle Eastern really well too.
Yeah, he's in Three Kings.
So yeah, he's in Three Kings. Wahlberg and Clooney and Ice Cube, like they, along with him and some other refugees, like they guide them out with the gold. But yeah, he shows up in all sorts of stuff, and so does the other actor that's real crazy.
Oh yeah, because he's like in Clear and Present Danger.
Yeah, he played Chavez, which I was sort of disappointed that we never got like a Rainbow Six movie, because Chavez shows up in that repeatedly. And then what else is he
As
in?
does Willem Dafoe's character.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's great in Breaking Bad, and I think he might be in the prequel to Better Call Saul. But yeah, he always plays unhinged usually. Well,
yeah.
So yeah, there's some nice character. I liked seeing Scott Glenn again.
Oh, yeah. And he's great, and that little side character. He's just fantastic. Like totally believable. I love like he's got the multiple beepers going or whatever, or just like the little conversation. He's like, I can't handle that right now. Like,
that's
your problem. Figure out on his own. Yeah, that's your problem. Yeah. Hangs up. But it just kind of also doesn't give a really good view of the LAPD, where you've got the three top dogs basically all very corrupt, very crooked, getting paid off, and we're all okay with it, taxing this guy.
This, by the way, the story they tell, the just offhand story about the guy getting out of that bad rap by putting peanut butter in his butt is hysterical. Like, it's just it doesn't do anything to advance the narrative forward, but I'm still glad it's in there because it's super funny.
Yeah.
And
well, so it kind of is like, I always like that scene too, because it shows the position of power that these three guys have over Denzel. Like, these are the guys that actually Denzel is slightly afraid of.
Yeah.
Like, nowhere else does he show any kind of deference or not in a position of, I've got it all taken care of. Where here, I mean, he is kind of trying to give that perception of that confidence that he has, but you can tell that it's wearing thin, and he's also he's coming to them for help. So like, he's obviously in a position of weakness, one kind of position of weakness until the end with Ethan Hawke. But other than that, like, just like, it's an interesting thing.
It is. At the beginning of the movie, there was a kind of an edit music technique that, and I had to look at the dates, but this movie did it first, and I felt like, I don't know that Michael Mann necessarily copied it, but there was this nice transition of like passing of time using the music that was playing in the car. And it started with like old school hip hop, and then it transitioned into like more of like a Hispanic tune. And it reminded me of the way Michael Mann works the transitions in Collateral.
Yeah. And
it felt very similar. Even musically, it sounded really similar, and they're both in LA. It was like, this feels, I was like, I maybe, man, it's not anything that's like, I'm going to steal that. I think it's pretty much just a good technique for like passing time in the edit. And it does a really good job of that, especially like once he smokes that stuff, it's, there's a bunch of time that goes by where he's just like passed out in the car. Here, take this beer. It'll level you out.
Yeah. Just like, what the heck?
Oh yeah. Man. He totally hoses him with that. I mean, puts a gun to his head in the middle of traffic, and then like, super manipulative, master manipulator.
Not like someone put a gun to your head. Wait, did I forget this? What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, you get the direction and the edit does a really nice job. There's several pretty close to first person perspective shots in the film. There's not that many of them, and it's always from Hoyt's perspective. So the viewer, the viewer inherently empathize more with Hoyt and see the film through his eyes. And the big one is when he is high.
Yeah.
You get a first person perspective with like a color grade change to green and like motion blurring of the street, and then it cuts back to Denzel. It's like more of a close up on his mouth. some of the shots inside the car are really nice. They go in really like extreme close up, and it totally works. Like it's interesting. Yeah, I was kind of taking notes. I was like, some really nice shots in here. And that cinematographer has shot The Kingdom, which is another one that I really like.
Yeah, Kingdom is really good.
And Fuqua and Peter Berg, who directed The Kingdom and like Friday Night Lights and stuff, there's a style similarity for me between those two guys. And it's funny because Berg also likes to work with Wahlberg. So I wonder if those circles, just as directors and cinematographers and stuff, that they like to work together. But yeah, The Kingdom's awesome. Awesome movie. Yeah. This is way better, but
yes,
they're not on the same.
True.
Yeah, they're not on the same tier at all. Yeah, this is.
But yeah, and The Kingdom definitely the pacing's a little bit slower than this.
It's a lot slower.
It's
a lot slower.
I remember 'cause we saw it in the theater together, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. It's like one of those, like the last 20 minutes, you're just like, oh my
good flick. Oh yeah, the action in the back end of Kingdom is sweet. Yeah,
man. So this has been, I mean, I don't know what else to say about this film. It's just,
I just have one comment to make to you.
Please.
You're federally effed now.
Which, by the way, the F word was like 250 times or some crazy amount. It was ridiculous.
Oh, it's insane. Might have beat Goodfellas for F bombs. I don't know. Curious which one has more.
Yeah. So, is there anything that Denzel says that's true? Like, is there any one point that he actually is true to Hoyt? Anything he says?
I mean, when he says that Scott Glenn's character sold dope to kids, like that's not a lie. But it is mostly a bunch of half truths.
Yeah.
He does sell himself as this idealist near the beginning that, like, oh, my record speaks for itself. I've put such and such guys away. I think that's true, but you see how he's done it. Like, he's always going to rip somebody off for real before he puts them in prison. Like, he's going to, when they confiscate, $6 million, the confiscation is going to be $4 million or whatever. Or, it's always going to be lighter.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he's just full of half-truths.
And he abuses his power.
Well, his hubris is his fall because he's convinced that he has that entire neighborhood under his thumb and they all hate him. They're just waiting for an opening, and Hoyt provides the opening. They're just like, oh, no, it's like that. Like, you go, Hoyt, like, get out of here. Yeah, the delusion of, like, absolute power. Like, even to the very end, he couldn't possibly conceive of things not working out. Because apparently they always had.
Yeah. It always gone out, even though...
The ending, though, by the way, totally reminded me of Backdraft. With the radio, with a highly decorated LAPD narcotics officer who was killed during apprehending executing a warrant near LAX. It's like, yeah, the LAPD covered it up. Like they didn't reveal how corrupt he was. Just like, Backdraft, Chicago Fire Department didn't disclose that an arsonist was buried with honors.
But I mean, why would you? Why would you bring that heat down upon you if you can get out of it?
Internal affairs.
I mean,
yeah, no thanks.
But I do really like that choice that they did of making it so that Ethan Hawke actually didn't kill Alonzo. That Hoyt took like even in his idealism kind of, got to that. He's like, I don't have to pull the trigger because you're dead already. Like, you don't have your money.
Yeah, he knew.
It's past the time. He's like, you're accounted for. I'm going to go home.
It's interesting, though, because they had me, and I think they did this on purpose, they had me convinced through most of the movie that he owed the Russians money from some sort of gambling debt. I didn't realize till the very end that he'd actually gone ape and killed a guy.
Yeah.
I thought it was like that he was, he got himself in some sort of private game or something and, wagered way beyond what he could deal with and like was more of like a gambling guy. But interesting.
Nope. Just being dumb, getting mad, killing the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Those Russians don't mess around, man.
Apparently not. I mean, that hit was like, that was like a heat level
That was you know what? We're not leaving anything to chance. We are not looking for subtlety. We are just looking to send a message. Make sure everyone knows this guy got gunned down.
By the way, I was so waiting because that one guy that plays Hector in the Fast and the Furious is at the gaming table at the end too. But I was so waiting when they were walking up the steps that the door would open. There'd just be Dom in there.
Welcome to the family.
The crossover, like the Training Day Fast and Furious crossover.
I only live my life 1/4 mile at a time.
Thing is, with AI, I could totally generate that in about 10 minutes.
Please no. Please don't. Let's leave it in our minds. That's just no, Ben. No. Absolutely no.
Yeah. This is excellent. And it's hard to believe it's 01. The fact that he drives that I forget which car that is. It's not a Grand National. I think it's a Chevy, but I don't remember exactly what it is. But the fact that he drives it, it's a 79 Chevrolet, and the fact that that's already a period car, there's not a lot of other vehicles in it that like give it away too much, and they don't spend an exorbitant amount of time on cell phones. They do have those weird shortwave radios, but like it felt pretty timeless. Like even the attire didn't feel too bad, and so I think that's helped the movie age really well.
It does.
And I forgot what the score, like the traditional score of the film was, and it was orchestral. Like the stuff near the end was orchestral, and I was like, no wonder this thing's like pretty much aging really, really well.
What I read too was Dre helped a lot out with the musical choices of where they were. So, I mean,
I do love Snoop's performance in it. He's so good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's so good.
This is early when he was still a drug dealer before it became, this mascot of America. And
coaching Pee Wee football and stuff.
Going as America's.
He's like America's uncle now.
Yeah.
America's got two uncles. There's like a more chill uncle, which is Snoop, and then there's the crazy uncle, which is Jack Black.
So it's very true. It's very true.
I mean,
So Snoop is the antithesis or the opposite of the Dark Knight reference of either you die a hero or you live long enough to be the villain.
Right.
He was like either you die a villain or you live long enough to be the hero.
Yeah. Go figure.
He's just living his best life.
Oh, he's
out
great.
Here now.
He's great. Yeah.
He's in.
Yeah, and I liked Dre's not in it till like near the very end, but he just great. He plays the tough guy cop, kind of brooding cop well.
And he doesn't like do it over the top, or I don't really feel like it's like forced acting. It just feels like, oh, hey.
No, what I found really weird is that the guy that I think his name's Jeff, that Denzel shoots twice, and
actually gets him.
And I think he gets him on purpose. To be honest with you, I don't think that was a miss. But he's uncredited. He played Redfoot in The Usual Suspects. He's uncredited on the IMDb listings. Like, why would a role like that be uncredited? Like, that doesn't make sense. And he's a pretty well-known character actor, especially in the 90s and the 2000s, and would play villains. He was like the bad guy in The Mask with Jim Carrey. I forget his name, but I was like, why is he uncredited? Because I was like, oh, that's Redfoot, which is a hilarious scene, knowing that we've talked about that on the pod with the cigarette flick.
Right into his eye.
Yeah. So this is a classic at this point. I mean, the thing's approaching 25 years old next year, so that's all you need for a car's got to be 25 to wear the antique plate.
Yeah.
So movie,
but then you can only drive it on Sundays. Or I don't know. Like I know there's lots of rules on those, but all right. So at the beginning, you talked about 2001 movies.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
So you have this.
You have Gladiator.
You have Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh yeah.
I believe you also have Black Hawk Down.
Mm-hmm. Right, Gladiator's 2000.
Gladiator's 2000.
Yes, right. Okay.
So that's three right there that I consider absolute like bangers. But yeah, 01's kind of crowded. In fact, I would argue the early 2000s are all really crowded for film. But yeah, you could pull up like additional like 2001 movies, and it's just 99 was like a big year, 2000 was a big year, '01 was a big year. Oh yeah, you have stuff like Mulholland Drive and Artificial Intelligence. Spy Game was '01, which we just did.
Game. Ocean's 11.
Yes.
You know, I mean, that's very different. I love it. Oh, Donnie Darko was 11.
Beautiful Mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
My goodness, yeah. It was like loaded.
Even Shrek came out. Monsters, Inc., the first Harry Potter. I mean, it was just loaded, dude. Yeah. Like, '01's just
one I liked that
bonkers.
It's not a great film, but I really like the score. I really
the score was
a fun movie to watch. Yeah.
But yeah, '01's just... Look at that release, right? For '01, look at that volume of film. And we're recording this right now, October 30th, 2025.
Yeah.
And you look at what's come out in theaters in 2025. The industry is in absolute shambles.
Yeah.
Shambles.
Yeah.
I guess you could argue the quality definitely has shifted to the small screen. Because there are excellent shows being produced that have filled that void. But when it comes to movies, it is a shell of itself.
Yeah. And you have a lot of big name, great actors who are doing TV shows now.
They're having to. Otherwise, they're not going to work.
Yeah. Or at least they're not going to get the quality. They can certainly sign on for the newest Marvel film or the newest...
And I don't want to turn our podcast into just like banging on the current state of cinema, but that's kind of where we're at. And, you know, I know we struggle to like get newer films discussed. Like, I know we still want to... It's not amazing, but like we still want to get Tron Ares, and I still haven't seen it. But yeah, this is kind of reminding me like... And some of this is nostalgia to a certain extent because... You know, I was 20. I was 19 or 20 when this came out, and that's like formative. I'm convinced this stuff from like 15 to 25 in age that gets released is you're gonna have like kind of a gravitational pull to of like these are my movies. So there's some of that, but even objectively, like critically, is just
well. I think because these movies are held in high esteem even for people who are older than us, who were in their 30s and their 40s when they saw this, and they think these movies are great. And I know some of the students that worked for me, you know, we would talk about movies, and I'd have them, you know, recommend movies for them to watch. They'd come back and be like, "Oh my goodness, this movie's fantastic," or whatever. People who listen to this podcast, when they listen to Saving Private Ryan, they've never seen it. They had no interest in seeing it. They listened, they then watched it, and were like blown away how good it was. It's like some of these movies do transcend that our little nostalgia level. They're just that good.
That's the ultimate compliment for us even doing this, is if somebody on a whim feels motivated to watch something and then that they've never seen and comes away blown away. Because there is the volume of film out there, and I've not seen everything, and I don't even know if I'd call myself like the ultimate cinephile. I really wouldn't.
No.
There's still stuff I haven't watched, but yeah, there's plenty out there. It's still depressing that more's not being added to the library right now, at least not in the same volume it feels like it was 20, 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to go back that far, but and we still get, you know, you're still going to get your Christopher Nolan movies. You still get your Oppenheimers, and I guess we're 10 years removed from something really unique like Mad Max Fury Road, but it just seems fewer and further between. We're not getting these clumped up groupings, because I mean, I'm hitting on '01, but like '02 was really good, and '03 was really good, and I think
it wasn't until like you start like '05 and onward, I always kind of felt was like there's still good, you know, good movies in there, but like the amount of amazing movies starts to wane in the later 2000s.
Well, I blame 2012. That's
2012.
2012 is the dividing line.
Oh, really?
Huh? That's the year of Avengers, right?
That is the year of Avengers.
That's when it all fell off a freaking cliff.
And also that's the year that I think Disney bought Lucasfilm, was 2012 as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the homogenization of like
Well, and at that point,
Moviedom.
you're already like 3 or 4 movies into the Fast and Furious
Yeah.
things, like
By the way, the
these
first
larger,
Fast and the Furious came out in 2001.
which is great. Again, I really like the first Fast and Furious.
Oh yeah.
I can leave the others.
Yeah, the first one's great. I love Point Break with cars. Literally plot point for plot point. Point Break.
Yeah, just with cars, not with surfboards.
With rice burners. Yeah. No, I love that movie. I do. I love that. I love the ridiculousness. I love the ridiculousness of the first Fast and Furious. Like it's interesting because the ridiculousness is the characters and how they act. It's not anything else.
Yeah.
And then as you go, it's what they do with the cars that gets ridiculous, and the characters are actually kind of more normalized. Like they're less funny.
I'm still waiting for Fast and Furious 12, Cars in Space. You know.
Yeah.
And somehow they do a heist on the moon. They have to fly their cars there.
And on that note, we're going to wrap this up. Appreciate everybody listening. Go watch Training Day.
Yes, please.
Whether it's for the first time or the 50th. Like, you're going to go do it. Like, if you didn't do it on the Friday that we announced what the upcoming episode was going to be, you know, you're going to go do it now because it's that good.
Mm-hmm.
And Denzel demands your respect.
Demands it,
yeah. All right.
King Kong's
doesn't
got anything on him.
Nothing. All right, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.